Hi, so my name is Eva and this video is going to be incredible, amazing, and it's so cool to make this video. And this video is going to be about a workshop on how to attract love. And it's not just about, I want to attract a partner and, whatever, but it's really about finding a person that you can trust and that you can have a long-term, committed, loving, respectful relationship with. And I think that's so important. Like, it's not just I take the next one that I find that is interested in me. No, it's really about finding a person that you are compatible with. And I think it's so important to know those steps, and I'm going to share those steps with you. And I really want you to have something that you can write down those things. So maybe you have a pencil and a paper, or you just have your notebook, your iPad, whatever, just that you can remember those things and that you can do the task that I give you, because it's so important. It's a workshop. So without action, there's no reaction. So if we don't put in the work, we are not getting results. So the first one, and that's a very, very important one that I want to share with you, is to clear false beliefs and replace them with new positive mantras. For example, when I had a very bad situationship and I didn't felt loved and I didn't felt respected, I was like, I'm never, like, that's it. I will never have love again. I will never want a person in my life again. I will never want to get my heart broken again. I'm done with it. But of course that's not true, because first of all, I really think that almost everyone wants to have a real loving, respectful partner, and a real, just want someone they can connect with. So that's the first thing to realize, is that so at least I really like to have a beautiful relationship and someone that I can share beautiful moments with. And I'm pretty sure that you want someone as well. So what I want you to do is, if whenever you have those thoughts of like, I will never find someone, I'm gonna die alone, I'm gonna live with my cats, or I'm gonna be so lonely, nobody wants me. If you have all of those thoughts, just put them away and just replace them with things like, I'm beautiful, I'm kind, I'm gonna find a beautiful, amazing partner who's nice, respectful, kind, etc. Because there are so many people out there, and it's like, really, like, I can promise you that you will not die alone if you do those tasks, and that you will find an amazing partner, because there are so many guys out there. And I think it's easy to forget that there are so many people that we are compatible with, because we are often just in work and then at home, and then at home and then in work. But if we go to places and if we meet more people, there are really a lot of great people out there. People that are respectful and nice and kind. So whenever you have those thoughts, replace them with positive mantras. And if it's like, because sometimes we can forget about our, like, the things that we think in our head, we can forget about them. So what I would recommend is for you to write down 5 limiting beliefs that you have in the area of love. For example, I'm not pretty enough to find love. I'm not good enough to find love. I'm not successful enough to find love. My healthy lifestyle, I will never find someone who's interested in health. Or for example, I will never find love. And then I want you to write on the exact same page why that's not true, and replace them. For example, I will never find someone who's interested in health, and you say, I will find someone who's interested in health because there are so many people who are interested in health. Or I'm good enough to find love, I'm lovable, stuff like that, because it's really important. Like, I think some people say, oh, it's just that spirituality stuff, like, it doesn't work, but it does work. Believe me, it does work. The second thing is, you write a list about things that you want in a partner, that you accept in a partner, that you don't accept in a partner, and that you need in a partner. And I made a whole other video about this topic, so if you want to check it out, really check it out, because it's very, very important to have this whole list. But it's basically really about, for example, I would love to have a partner who's interested in dancing, because it's such a huge part of my lifestyle and I love it so much. And for example, I need a partner who's able to communicate, who's able to stay calm in a bad situation and to communicate even in a bad situation. You know, stuff that you need, stuff that you want, and stuff that you don't accept. For example, I don't accept emotional abuse. So I don't accept someone who puts me down in front of other people. Or I don't accept if someone plays with me, if someone doesn't want a committed relationship, but just wants me for my body. Stuff like that. It's really, really important to get to know yourself, get to know what do I want and what do I don't want. Really important. Then we have the third step, and that's to create a love vision board. Really, really great, because it's because sometimes I think we have like, yeah, I want love, but we have no idea how this love should look like and what do we actually want. So for me, I created a love vision board, and because I think we have a great community, I really want to share it with you. So that's my love vision board. And I think what I really want is to have someone with whom I can, have fun with and do fun activities with. For example, dance, of course. But I also want someone with whom I can talk about business and with whom I can talk about just serious stuff. And, yeah, that's something that I want. So, but maybe you want something completely different and you want someone that you can go to wellness centers or stuff like that. It's really about what do you want in your loving relationship, which activities do you want to do, and what do you want to do, what's important to you, and maybe you have another priority. It's really like create a love vision boards, because as you know me, I do vision boards for different areas in my life, and it's insane how much they come true. It's really insane. I mean, of course, maybe not the next day, but when I look back, they've always come true, which is amazing. Then we have the fourth step, number 4, and that's become the person that you want to attract, because it's really like it's really that like attracts like. So I mean, I don't really think that you attract just amazing people because you're amazing, because you will look like, if you're attractive, if you're kind, if you're nice, you will attract all kinds of people, like guys, women, old people, young, whatever, you will attract different people. And so the thing is really that you will choose the person that is likely to have the same opinion to you, to have the same outlook on life like you. So it's really that I think you will not just attract this person, but you will be more likely to have a long-term good relationship if you are like this other person. So if you have a lot of same interests, if you have a similar outlook on life, because I really think that most relationships that are good and that where both partners had a relatively good time are because they have a similar point of view in most areas of their life. For example, how to raise the children, how to think about life and different things. And I think the more you have in common with a person, the more fun activities you can do that you both enjoy, and the more fun is your marriage or your relationship. So I really believe in that. So become this person that you want to attract. For example, you want someone who's very honest and who's very good at communicating. So you are going to be honest and you're going to improve your communication skills. And I think it's a great way to already start with the relationships that you have. For example, that you send nice messages to your mom or to your best friend and just say like, hi, how was your day? Or I wish you have a nice day. And I actually do this to my mom. Like I sent her like, how was your day? And I really hope that you have a nice day, and send her, I don't know, flower, or, even give her flowers or something, because it's just a sign of appreciation. And when you have those habits now, you can implement those habits so much easier when you are in a relationship. So that's a really great point. Then, of course, number 5 is to create space and radiate space for love and radiate love, because sometimes I'm so low because I think like, oh, I'm never going to find love again. But then I remind myself, no, not true. And so I radiate love. And I really, for example, when there's a couple, I just say like, you are such a like, if they're a beautiful couple, I just say like, you're such a beautiful couple, and I think you are really perfect together. And this couple is like, oh, you're so kind, and it's really beautiful. Like, you know, you just spread the happiness, which is great. And about making space for love is also great, because I think when we, for example, always work and are just home and in work, how should we find love? You know, it's, I mean, of course you can marry your coworker, but it's not, like, not everyone is going to marry their coworker. So I think it's great to make space for love, to go out to events, or to go out to dates, to just have time that you have now for your future partner, by having dates with different people, so that in your relationship you still have time for just your partner, where you can connect. I think making space and making time is very important. It's the same thing like if you have a very small bed where just one person can barely fit, like, you know, it's not perfect for a relationship. So maybe you want to think about having a larger bed, stuff like this, you know. Then we have number 6, and that's get clear about your daddy issues and about past traumas. And that's a huge one, because for me it's very important to understand what was my dad giving me, what was my dad not giving me. For example, my dad was working a lot, and not really so invested in my life while growing up. So I had this feeling that that he's emotional, not available. So that's what I attracted into my first kind of relationship, which was not a relationship, because this person was not emotional available. So it's very important to understand your patterns and to really understand what was the situation while growing up. And because what's very important and very sad, unfortunately, is that we replicate what is familiar, not what is good, but what is familiar. For example, you had a parent that puts you down in front of other people, and so you might subconsciously attract a person that puts you down in front of other people, because it's kind of familiar and it kind of remembers you to your childhood. And you really have to understand your past traumas and understand your childhood relationship with your parents in order to change that. And I think it's not just important to understand your relationship with your father, but also with your mom, because it's really important to break those patterns and to understand that, okay, maybe my parents were divorced, maybe I grew up without my mom, maybe my parents' relationship was really bad, but it does not mean that your relationship is going to be bad. But when you can understand those patterns, you can break those patterns and you can create new, loving, respectful patterns about relationships that will work. Very important. So also a great tip that I got was to write down my dad's positive and negative attributes, because you're likely to attract a person that reminds you of your dad if you're a girl, and if you're a guy watching this video, it's likely that you will attract a female person that's like your mom. Yeah, so it's very important to write down positive and negative attributes of your parents, so that you can find in your partner, okay, what do I want, what do I don't want. Then we have number 7, and that's to get clear about patterns from your past relationships. For example, okay, I was always attracting emotional unavailable guys, or I was always attracting people who are workaholics, or people who put me down in front of other people, or people who may even have are super emotional and really fight a lot and stuff like this. So it's really important, okay, what are my patterns and what are my habits? For example, my habit was that I was not not emotional available to this other person, so that I was not really communicating clearly what I want, what I don't want, what I don't accept, and I was often maybe making those hidden bad messages. So I always expected this other person to understand me, and of course this other person can't understand me because I didn't talk about my problem. And yeah, it's just really important to get clear about what were my habits, what can I change, and to really write it down, what you can improve or which habits you can improve. That's very important. And then we have, of course, express more of who you are, because even though you are in a relationship, it's still important to stay true to yourself. And for me, I'm so excited. For me, I was like, maybe nobody will gonna like me if I'm true to myself, but really, you still have, like, even if you're single, you still have to have things that excite you and hobbies that you love to do, and to continue to grow as a person even though you are in a relationship. And so, for example, you're interested in dancing, so dance more, or you're interested in painting, paint more. Just express who you are. It's really like, find who you are, because it's so important to stay true to yourself, because sometimes people don't do it and they lose themselves in a relationship and they blame the other person, which is not nice at all, because the other person can't do anything if you lose yourself. So yeah, just express more who you are. And then, of course, this is the last one, and that's about just remember, what do you want? So which kind of relationship do you want? Which activities do you want to do? And that's it. I think these are all the steps that I want to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit longer than usual, but I hope really, really helpful. If you have any questions, you can text me. You can DM me. My name is Pretty Eva on Instagram. I also have a great podcast. It's on Spotify and different sounds stuff where you can hear it. But it's a really great podcast. I share a lot of great advice, so you should really check it out. The link is in the description box. And yeah, I really hope that you got inspired to get out there and to find your beautiful, amazing relationship, because you deserve a beautiful, amazing partner who respects you and is kind to you. So yeah, I really hope you have a good day. Goodbye.